Hello, my name is Megan Riley, and I did my creature feature on the Culcita novaeguineae. I just want to apologize in advance. I am a little sick, so just warning you. So what are we going to be covering in this video today? So we're going to start off with a background about the pincushion sea star, where they can be found, their life cycle, and some common facts. And then we'll be going into what makes them special for their creature feature. So where can you find them? Some quick information. The classifications, Botia, they're in the kingdom Amelia, the phylum Endochindermata. They have a class in the Culcita, order Valvatida, in the family Ordesterae, and the species is the Culcita novaeguineae. So pictured here on the left is what you can see of what a common sea star looks like. And they are found in the Indo-Pacific region in the tropical warm waters. They're home to many animals that live on or in the sea star, such as shrimps and copepods, and they were discovered in 1842. They like the warm water and the climate in this area. Their home. So the life cycle. They have the ability to move on the bottom of they have tube-like feet that allow them to kind of move around. They prey on coral and other animals around. They reproduce through broadcast spawning, so that is when a male will release sperm into the water column and females will release eggs into the water column just above the sand to have as many fertilized eggs as possible. Once those eggs are fertilized, they will settle down and then to begin to grow. They are not eaten by humans, but they're most often caught and dried to be sold to tourists in the region. Some common facts about the pincushion sea stars. Their color depends on the temperature of the water, so where they're found, it'll determine if they're more red or more purple if they have a more white color. Their arms are wider than most sea stars and actually are fused together. So as they grow, they become puffy, and that's what gives them that pincushion look. So where you can no longer distinguish the arms, but the only way to distinguish the tentacle or the arms is if when you flip it over, like in the picture on the right, you can see the individual arms, and in the center there's the mouth. So they eat by inverting their stomachs through their mouth and digesting the soft material. So soft material of clams, other animals, corals will all be digested with that stomach through their mouth. So what is their creature feature? So they have been used in fighting cancer in other diseases. So Tang et al. In 2005 took a bunch of the pincushion sea stars and using their NBUOH from the sea star, they were able to actually deform some of the cancer cell walls. So when tested for the bioactivity of inducing morphological deformation of 1 to 4 mycelia exhibited significantly with the MMDC values. So the cyanotoxicity against the K562 and Bell 7402 cancer cells were evaluated. If you look at the figure, this is what the BUOH actually looks like. They exhibited moderate cytotoxicity against these two cell lines, and the sapoons were very good at breaking down those cancer cell walls, which tend to be very tough and very hard for people to break down. So Kirky et al. In 2019 did a study doing the sterile glycols that are rarely found in the animal kingdom but are found in all sea stars. So they took them from the sea stars, and since they're found and they contain the astrosapotins, they were able to synthesize these and isolate it from the starfish and showed that it had in vitro cytotoxicity against 2 human cell tumors, so leukemia which we saw in the other one, and heptoma. So they reported the same thing. They also found, though, on top of it being against leukemia and heptoma, that they are also anti-cancer and also show signs of being antiviral, antifungal, cytotoxic, anti-tumor, antimicrobial, and antifungal. So why is this not being done more? So the isolation of this compound is extremely hard to find in natural resources in adequate quantity. So they'd have to kill a lot of pincushion sea stars. And since that's so scarce and it's so vulnerable towards a lot of acids and bases, that it needs a specific water pH to kind of be viable, it's just very difficult. And there hasn't been enough studies on what killing these animals would do to the reef or the population of the pincushion sea star to know if this is a viable option. And these are my citations. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the pincushion sea star.